What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Superhuman Garden YouTube channel. So I don't know if you guys remember the last video, but we ordered some seeds, and so we're gonna check them out, see what we got in here, and then we're gonna talk about when we're gonna plant them, and maybe even talk about cross pollination and the reason why a lot of people buy seeds every year. All right. So let's go ahead and open this up first. Let's see what we got. Oh wow, okay. So I'm taking everything out of here. Set that to the side. Set that to the side. You can see the package that is coming in. All right. And see. On our list, we have the red burgundy okra. All right. So we've got the okra. I know a lot of you guys love okra. Okra loves that hot weather, and it's really drought tolerant. From my experience, even when it's in the 90s, it can go longer than most of the other crops can without water. So not only that, okra tastes pretty good. It's got pretty good benefits. A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people use the inside of okra to wash their hair. So I know a lot of people that have locks use the inside of okra to wash and condition their hair. But for me, I eat the okra. Obviously it's got many other benefits. The inside is similar to aloe vera, so a lot of people will use it also to heal wounds. So if you get a cut, you can put the inside of that okra on your wound, and it should heal it pretty quick. So it works as a sealer. Also, we have this Stonehead Cabbage. All right. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start planting these indoors next month. So maybe the middle of February, so we could go ahead and get going, because it's 70 days to maturity. So I'll go ahead and get those seedlings going probably the middle of next month, and then I could get them outdoors maybe in March or early April. So we'll see how that goes. We've also got this Emerald Crown broccoli here. So this one is going to mature a little bit earlier, so 60 days. And just like the cabbage here, I'll probably get those seedlings going probably the middle of next month as well. So I'm still a few months out here. What else we got? Top bunch collars. Remember these guys? So your top bunch collars are some of the most productive collars that you have. Obviously, they're not going to be the best tasting ones to me personally, but this has a 50-day maturity rate. So anywhere between that 50 to 60-day range is where you're going to mature. Like I said, off of one plant last year, I mean, I was eating off one plant by myself last year. So again, if you got a large family, we're a family of 5 here. So these collars are very, very reliable. They're very productive. All right, the Jubilee Tomato. I've never grown these. I typically just go with the 4th of July hybrid, but I hear these have a pretty nice taste. Also, you're looking at a 70-day maturity, and it looks like, I don't know. I think I'll probably start these probably in April, April, May, maybe, because I mean tomatoes grow pretty quick. Once they get going and the weather is consistently warm, they move pretty quickly. Also, we've got this Dolly baby doll, I'm sorry, watermelon. So this has a yellow flesh in it, and yes, a lot of watermelons do naturally grow a yellow flesh in the inside. I hear this is one of the better tasting hybrids, so it definitely was worth the money to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one down. Blue Ridge Kale. I can't tell you guys how productive this one is. So 65-day maturity rate. The ones I had last year matured a little bit quicker than that. But again, this is one of those plants that will provide your family with an endless amount of food, and then it'll even survive over the winter. I know maybe it was 2 years ago, I had this Blue Ridge Kale, and some of them didn't go to seed after the winter was over, and I kept them outside, and then they just kept spitting out leaves. So them going to seed early is can be hit or miss. I'm assuming it could be depending on where you are, but hey, that's what we got as far as that goes. Now we've also got the Bloomdale Spinach. I've been growing this one. I've tried to grow other hybrids, but I think this one is the most productive, the most reliable. It's not quick to go to seed, and I actually had this outdoors during hot weather, and it still did pretty good. So hey, 45-day maturity rate, you can't beat that. We've also got this rainbow variety of Swiss chard. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we've got all the different colors. You're looking at a maturity rate, I'm sorry, of 55 days. And you can actually plant these a little bit closer to each other than a lot of the other brassicas. If you guys kind of want to know what Swiss chard tastes like, for some reason, a lot of people don't really buy or deal with Swiss chard, but it's similar to spinach. For me, I grew a lot of Swiss chard last summer because obviously, you know, in the summertime, spinach just can't take those beatings, so they like cool weather. Also, the day after, I went ahead and bought this Mammoth Sunflower seed, all right, from the same company. And you're looking at a 75-day maturity rate. I'm probably going to start those indoor maybe the middle of March, because last year I got off to a good start, but I was looking at like August, September, maybe before the actual head started to form on the sunflower. So I think I'm gonna start them indoors this time. That way when June comes, July's here, I'll actually have sunflowers as opposed to, you know, September, August, September. So that's cool. Also, my wife bought me these. So we got the sugar daddy peas. We've got the Bush Blue Lake 47 she bought, and she got these from Menards. Tender green mustard greens. I love me some mustard greens as well. More Bloomdale spinach. She knows about that. Zucchini. Doing well there. Look at the price on there. $4.19. I told you guys those seeds are gonna be expensive. So whatever you have the opportunity of getting, I would recommend that you get them now, because they're not gonna do anything but double and triple up. So be mindful of that. And then we've got these bunching onions, and those were very productive for us last year. So I'm excited to get the ball rolling. We're nearing the end of January now, so February is time to get going. I'm in Grow Zone 5B, like I said, and I'm ready to get things moving, guys. What about you? So also wanted to talk about the cross pollination. So with this cross pollination, all right, guys, so I want to explain the process of cross-pollination before I go ahead and say what I wanted to say in this video about why people, they don't really like cross-pollination. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So basically, cross-pollination, you've got a collar here and you've got a kale here. The both plants have been productive you know, they've gone through the winter, spring arrives, and guess what? The plants start to go to seed. All right. So basically, when I say the plants are going to seed, they go through a process of flowering, right? So if you have a collard here and a kale here, and a fly, a bee, anything that flies, an ant, any type of insect will go from one flower of the kale and then pollinate it, come over to the collard, bring that pollination over from one plant to the other, and then what'll happen is the flowers would then go away, and then the plants will produce what they call pods, and inside these pods will be seeds. So if you have two plants that are close to each other and they go through this process near each other, you can have a plant that's a hybrid between both different plants. So if, like, again, if you have a collard and you have a kale and they cross pollinate, the seeds can be a hybrid of both different plants, if that makes sense. All right. With this cross pollination, a lot of people don't want to plant certain things close to each other, like kale and collards, or mustards and I don't know, something else. And when I say cross pollination, what happens is once these plants go to seed, uh, you don't know what kind of seeds you'll get once the plants actually go to seed. So, for example, if you have collard and the kale near each other, they go to seed. It may come into a mixture between a collard and a kale, and you may not be happy about that. Some people don't mind, and they'll still use the seeds, and they'll you know, plant things anyway with those seeds. They don't care. Whatever they get is what they get. But a lot of people want to make sure they know what they're going to have, whether it be Swiss chard, spinach, whatever it is. So that's kind of the that's kind of what I wanted to say about cross pollination, and why a lot of people will buy seeds every year, especially if they have smaller gardens. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you got something out of it. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I'm signing out.